Yes, theory of chemical evolution, right? According to the theory of chemical evolution, the primitive organisms in the primordial environment. So, the primitive organisms in the primordial environment of the earth, they evolved spontaneously from how? Spontaneously means தானாகவே from inorganic substances and physical forces like lightning, mineral, UV rays from the hot sun. So primitive organisms like invertebrate, amoeba, paramecium, they evolve. Bacteria, they evolve from the early earth, spontaneously from the inorganic substances. What are the inorganic substances? Methane, ammonia, hydrogen, water vapor. So there are two important persons regarding chemical evolution, Oparin and Haldane. Were they? Oparin and Haldane hypothesis, it was more famous. Oparin, he suggested that organic compounds, what are the organic compounds I said? They are nothing but the methane, ammonia, hydrogen and water vapor. They underwent various reaction, chemical reaction, and they formed the complex molecules, and these are called as coacervates. What are they? Coacervates. Coacervates, they are nothing but large colloidal particles that precipitate out in the aqueous medium. Right? So, apparently, he said first the organic compounds present in the atmospheric air, they form, they undergo a number of reaction, underwent a number of reaction, forming complex molecules called coacervates. Right? This is the theory by Oparin. And Oparin theory, according to Oparin, in 1924, he proposed this coacervate theory, and he proposed in 1929. Oparin, he said about organic compounds, how the coacervates developed, and these are nothing but the coacervates are nothing but the colloidal molecules or aggregates in the aqueous environment, I said, right? They absorb and assimilate the organic compounds from the environment, primitive environment. Now coming to the second important person called Haldane in 1929. He proposed more, he gave more importance to the sea. The sea is a primordial sea. பழங்காலத்துல இருந்த கடல். Primordial sea. It served as a chemical laboratory because the chemical laboratory, the primordial sea consists of a number of chemical components. Already I said the organic compounds which are present in the atmosphere, they are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, and here you can see from the sun, hot sun, UV radiation also gave rise to organic compounds. At the primordial condition, the sea it served as chemical laboratory. It is powered by solar energy, and he called the primordial sea it is as prebiotic soup. What is it called? Prebiotic soup because it consists of full of organic compounds like water vapor, carbon dioxide, ammonia, methane. Later, by means of UV radiation, sunlight, with the power of solar energy, they developed various organic, complex organic molecules like glucose, amino acids, and these are the proteins, and later develop into the nucleic acid, the purines, nucleotides, pyrimidines, nitrogenous bases. Okay, like this they develop. All these components are present in the primordial sea. So primordial sea and prebiotic soup, and these terms are used by Haldane, right? And he considered the primordial sea it is as the chemical laboratory. So theory of chemical evolution, chemical compounds or organic compounds, they develop into later the new life, new organisms arise. Okay, so this is the theory of Oparin and Haldane theory. Primitive atmosphere was reducing, and it is powered by the solar energy and UV light. A number of varieties of organic compounds like water, carbon dioxide, methane, hydrogen, water vapor later develop into fatty acid, glucose, amino acid, purine, pyrimidine, nucleotides, various organic compounds they develop. Okay. Now the next we'll see about the most important one in evolutionary history, that is called geological time scale. Okay, geological time scale. So what is this geological time scale means? And this geological time scale, when the earth was started, the life, first formed life on the earth, when it was started, the duration of the earth history has been divided into various eras, periods, epochs. We'll see one by one. First, the three important eras: Paleozoic era, Mesozoic era, Cenozoic era. So it is called as three important geological time scale. When the life was started, it was written the primitive life at the bottom and highly evolved organisms like human being on the top, right? So the olden days, the olden ancient period, the from the time about 4.6 billion years ago, the life was started with a primitive organism. And according to geological time scale, there are three eras: Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. And these eras are divided into various periods. Okay, the recent eras they are divided into periods, and periods they are divided into epochs. We'll see discuss next. Epochs, EPOCH. Okay, so the geological time scale and regarding Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic era, what are the animals were abundant in that various era and various period, how they are popular, and we'll see the time period of this era and period one by one. So I said the primitive organism in this geological time scale, it was started written only at the bottom, at the lower position, right? Paleozoic at the bottom, Precambrian. Paleozoic era consists of various periods. Before that Cambrian period, the Precambrian period, the life was started 4.6 billion years ago, right? And here you can see there are the Cambrian period, it comes under Paleozoic era, is the age of invertebrates. Like invertebrates like amoeba, paramecium, they have started their life and well developed invertebrates appeared. And next, in the Devonian period, in the Paleozoic era, in the Devonian period, it was very well known for age of fishes, more abundance of fishes. Okay, invertebrates. These three periods you can see a number of invertebrates. Then the invertebrates evolved into vertebrates. The first vertebrate it's a fish, age of fishes. The Devonian period is about 419 to 359 million years ago. Devonian period is age of fishes. Now coming to Mesozoic era. Mesozoic era consists of three important periods: Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. What are they? Three periods. You have to start from the lower position. Read from the lower position. Triassic and Jurassic and Cretaceous period. The Mesozoic era is called as the golden age of reptiles. More abundance of dinosaurs. Full of various reptiles and dinosaurs were popularized in this era. And the Cenozoic era, this is the third important era, that is 23 million years ago. And you can see Cenozoic era, it started from age of mammals. Cenozoic era is popularly known as age of mammals. And then Pleistocene on the top region, um, quaternary period is divided into recent and Pleistocene period. In this period, age of human being evolved. So Pleistocene period, it's the age of human being. So you must understand this geological time scale well known. So already I explained geological time scale consists of, it's divided into various eras. What are the three eras? Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. So these eras are divided into periods. Periods are divided into epochs. So the geological time scale with the duration of eras and periods with the dominant form of life in that period, we'll see. What is the first era? Paleozoic era. Paleozoic era, abundance of fossils of invertebrates. Marine. The life was started only from the primordial sea. Marine invertebrates started their life and it consists of seven periods. Paleozoic era consists of seven periods. From always you have to start from the oldest to the youngest. So Cambrian, Ordovician, and Silurian, Devonian, and Mississippian, Pennsylvanian, Permian. What are the seven periods? Ma? Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, and Mississippian, Pennsylvanian, Permian. These seven periods in Cambrian is the age of invertebrates, Ordovician, freshwater fishes, and mollusks were abundant. Silurian, origin of fishes, Devon, age of fishes, and Mississippian, earliest amphibians started their life. Pennsylvanian, earliest reptiles started. Permian, mammal-like reptiles started. We'll see as a tabulation. So this you can learn easily. So this is the three important era: Paleozoic, Mesozoic, Cenozoic. Eras are divided into various periods. Periods are divided into epoch. Fauna, animals. Flora, plants. And the years in million is given here. One by one we'll see. And pre-Cambrian period, that is about 3000 million years ago. You can see this is the not before Paleozoic era. Okay, many multicellular organisms, appearance of eukaryotes, planktons, prokaryotes appear. And Paleozoic era, which consists of seven periods, like I said, Cambrian, Ordovician, Silurian, Devonian, Carboniferous, and Permian. Right? You have to start from Cambrian to Permian because 510 million years ago to 205 million years ago is called as Paleozoic era. And Carboniferous period is divided into two different epochs, that is Pennsylvanian and Mississippian. Right? Cambrian, the various fossil invertebrates. Invertebrates were abundant, and Devonian, age of fishes, and amphibians, reptiles, mammal-like reptiles, they evolved. Okay, the different plant species at the time of Cambrian, origin of algae, and the various bryophytes, they appear in the time of Carboniferous period. Now coming to Mesozoic era, is very well known. It's a age of, what is it called? Golden age of reptiles is called as Mesozoic era, which consists of three different periods: Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. What are the three periods? Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. So you pronounce again and again, it will be very easy for you to keep in your mind, right? And the golden age of reptiles, as the rise of dinosaurs, very well flourished in the time of Mesozoic era. And the plant species, conifers, cycades, and tails, dicotyledons, they appeared in the Mesozoic era. Coming to Cenozoic era, 100 million years ago to 1 million years ago, there are two important periods: tertiary, quaternary. What is the first one? Tertiary, quaternary. Tertiary period is divided into five different epochs: Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. And in this quaternary period is divided into Pleistocene and Holocene. So the important periods and the important epochs alone you have to keep in your mind. So in the Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, mammals and birds appear. Pliocene period is very well known for human evolution. And Pleistocene is very age of human being arose at that time. So just to recall the period, like age of fishes, Devonian, like this. If you are recalling, it will be easy. And Mesozoic era, golden age of reptiles, like this. So Mesozoic era, I said, Mesozoic era is called as golden age of reptiles because more number of reptiles like dinosaurs were more predominant in the on the earth. So in the time golden age of reptiles, it's divided into three periods. What are the three periods? Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous. Triassic period, egg-laying mammals, they originated. Jurassic period, dinosaurs were dominant, and the very well-known bird, fossil bird, Archaeopteryx, arose. Cretaceous period, extinction of the toothed birds, like Archaeopteryx, they are the toothed birds, they extinct, and dinosaurs also extinct, and new modern birds appear at the time of Cretaceous period. The last era is called as Cenozoic era. It's called as Age of Mammals, subdivided into two periods: Tertiary and Quaternary. Tertiary period is characterized by mammals. So there are various period, that is various epochs under this tertiary period. Paleocene, Eocene, Oligocene, Miocene, Pliocene. Paleocene, placental mammals. Eocene, duck-billed platypus. Oligocene, placental mammals like placental mammals, pouched mammals, they appear. Okay. And Miocene period, origin of man-like apes. Man-like apes like what are they? Gorilla, chimpanzee. Pliocene, origin of man started from the man-like apes. From the apes, the origin of man, it was started in the Pliocene period. And Quaternary period, decline of mammals and only the appearance of more number of human beings. Human, they have started their life as social life. So we'll see in the next class about fossils and how will you determine the age of fossils by means of two radioactive methods. One is relative dating, another one is absolute dating. So what is relative dating? To determine, it is used to determine the age of a fossil. What is a fossil, ma? It is the written documents of the prehistoric animals or true witness of evolution or documents of various uh, written documents of various geological state of evolution. So already existed primitive animals and their remaining part of the body, it is preserved. சரியா? That is called as fossil. ரைட்டா? இப்ப அழிந்து போன அனிமல்ஸோட ரிமைனிங் பார்ட், இட் மே பி a hard part, get impressed on the rocks, or and you can see this as fossils, and we can find out the age of this fossil. Fossils and their age can be compared with the already existing animals. We are having the similar rocks and fossils of known age. We are comparing and finding out. So comparatively, we are finding out the age means it's called relative dating. Absolute dating means here we are using radiometric dating. Carbon, phosphorus, like this. The radiometric radioactive substances are used to measure the decay of isotopes to determine the accurate age of the fossil. Right? So this we will discuss in the next class. The fossils, how we can detect the age of the fossils, we'll see in the next class. Yes, thank you.